Hello guys, do you have a CTS Cadillac that every time you hit a bump, you notice that you just hear a clunking noise and it's clunking at the front end and you know the front end is in good shape? I want to tell you what to look out for. Chances are it's going to be front sharp struts. So I'm going to show you in this video how to replace those front sharp struts, and I'm going to use a 2003 CTS Cadillac to show you the demonstration. I hope this video will be helpful. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscriber button, become one. So let's begin. First thing we're going to do, we're going to chuck block one of the rear wheels. On the CTS Cadillac, this diamond shaped symbol here, this is where you want to place your jack underneath the vehicle. You do not want to put the jack here. I'm going to place the jack right underneath the frame rail right here. You want to slowly lower your vehicle down on jack stands. Next, you need a screwdriver. We're going to remove our cover for our lug nuts. We're going to use a 3/4 impact socket, 6-point, with an impact gun. We'll lift our hood. The right side. We're on the left side of the vehicle. We're going to use an 18mm to remove this nut from this bolt here. In some cases, you may choose to use a little penetration oil. After that, we're going to remove the 2 bolts down here that's holding the shaft. And I definitely like to use some little penetration oil. Just let it soak a little bit. It definitely wouldn't hurt. I'm going to put a jack under the rotor to actually support it. Just put a little tension on it. And we use an 18mm for both ends. And that's just going to tap the bolt. Just to try to work the bolt out. Just apply a little pressure on it. There we go. Guys, I just want to give you a heads up. Sometimes, regardless what you do to remove your control arm bolt, sometimes the threads will still be a little galled. So I just want you to be aware. You can choose to go ahead and order new nut, new bolt in advance. I have a thread die kit that I'm actually going to dress this up. But I just want to give you a heads up that sometimes, regardless what you do, you can do the right thing, that your threads will still come out a little galled up. Just want to give you a heads up. Next, we're going to go down below. We're going to use a 1/2 inch socket, or you can use a 13mm. I want to say if you live in an area where they use a lot of road salt, you might want to spray down these bolts that hold the bottom of the strut. Then we're going to go on top. We're going to use an 18mm. We have 5 bolts to remove. This bolt is in an awkward spot. You can actually put a socket on it if you bring it right here, the ratchet. I'm going to slowly release my jack. Be careful of your brake caliper holes. Just keep an eye on it. Just make sure it do not stretch or get damaged. Just pull out that strut. Bring it straight down. Just take your time removing your strut. That's all there is to it. Guys, you know me. I like to compare apples to apples. Just want to make sure that you're matching up exactly right. Only thing we have to do now is just remove our upper control arm. Remove it off of our old strut and start on our new strut. Now I just want you to be mindful you have a right side and a left side. So make sure when you buy these struts, it's best to just get a set. You'll be a whole lot better off, because if you want to replace one, chances are it won't be long before the other one actually go bad. Then we're just going to mount the control arms onto our new strut. Now we're not going to tighten this arm down yet. We're going to wait till we get it back on the vehicle and we have the weight on it, because we do not want to have any force on the bushings here. We want to make sure that when we tighten up these bolts and the nut, and we're going to save these two for last, that we have weight of the vehicle on it. That is very important. And we can install our new strut. Make sure you have all your bolts in place. On top, I prefer to start there first. Down here on the bottom, I'm using a Phillips screwdriver to put in one of the holes so I can actually put a bolt started on the other one. Now you can snug down your bottom bolts. We will be torquing down all the bolts. Try to be careful of your brake caliper line. Make sure you do not stretch it or damage it. I place my jack underneath the rotor. Just lift it up just a hair so we can actually mount in our control arm stub. Just want to get it just right. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Slide in our bolt. Install our nut. We're just going to snug down our bolts, because again, we're going to have to torque these bolts down. Torque down your top bolts to 80 to 83 foot-pounds. Torque your bottom bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Need an 18 millimeter. Torque down your control arm center bolt to 44 foot-pounds. Then we're going to lift up on our lower control arms, and we're going to get it so as if the vehicle is actually on the tires. We need two 18 millimeters. Now what we want to do is tighten up on our upper control arm bushings. And we just want to get them as tight as we can with a wrench. Now we have both bushings tightened. We tightened them the best we could with a wrench. We finished this side. Looks great. Now we'll go over and we'll do the right side. Just lower down the jack. On the right side, we're going to have to remove the battery, because we have this fifth bolt right here that we need to remove. We're going to have to disconnect the battery. I know you don't want to hear it, but you want to disconnect the negative battery post first, and then the positive, and then we're going to remove the bolt to hold down the battery, the bracket, and just remove the battery out the way, so we can actually properly not only remove this fifth bolt, but to torque it back to the proper specs. So we need to have this battery out of the way. And when we put the battery back, we're going to connect the positive battery post first, and then the negative battery post last. You need an 8 millimeter. You can use a socket or a wrench, or a 5/16 socket or wrench. Make sure you're wearing safety glasses. Anytime you're dealing with a battery, you want to make sure you have on safety glasses. Just move our posts out the way and do the same for our positive. We have a bolt here for our bracket. We need a 13 millimeter. Or you can use a 1/2-inch socket. Just pick the battery up. It's a tight fit. There we go. Get a good grip on it. Wash your hands. Now you can use a ratchet or use an impact gun. Now I'm going to lower down my jack. Again, make sure you're careful of your brake caliper hose. You do not want to damage your hose. Here is your right side strut. Here's our right side new one. You want to make sure that you match them up perfectly. They need to match up. You want to compare apples to apples. What we're going to do now, we're going to remove the upper control arm and we're going to mount it onto our new strut. Then we can mount in our right front strut. Make sure all your bolts are in place before you tighten them down. Now we can tighten down our bolts. Torque the bottom bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Now we just reconnect our upper control arm. We're going to torque our nut and bolt down to 44 foot-pounds. Again, we need our 18 millimeter. We're going to torque down our bolts to 80 to 83 foot-pounds. Since we have our jack still in place under our lower control arm, we're just going to lift the lower control arm up to the point as if the vehicle is sitting on the tires on the ground. Now we can tighten down our upper control arm bushings. This is one of those times when double wrench comes in handy. Now we can release the jack. We have completed our strut for the right side on the CTS Cadillac. Place back on our tire. Once you lower your vehicle back on the ground, make sure you torque your lug nuts to 96 foot-pounds. After that, drive your vehicle 50 to 100 miles. After that, recheck your torque for your lug nuts. Make sure you are at 96 foot-pounds. Reinstall your battery. Again, make sure you are wearing safety glasses. Lock it down. Tighten down your positive battery post. Remember, connect your negative last. That's what you have to do to replace your left and right side front struts on your CTS Cadillac. All you have to do now is close the hood and go for a test drive. This is so much better. Peace and quiet. It feels like a brand new car all over again. I hope this video was helpful. Do not forget to subscribe. Take care. As always, God bless.